drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in the end zone. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
First and 10 at their own 25.
Adam Thielen, he gets set to go again with the rest of this offense. They've got to find a way to get him more involved in this game plan. Down here in the second quarter, he doesn't even have a catch.
And don't think they're not hearing about it in the huddle and on the sidelines. And we often think of wide receivers at times being disruptive. It's just that they know their talents and they know the type of plays they can make, and they can make big ones. They want the ball to help their team.
He's going to want the ball more. One target, no catches. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Defensively.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They run, Cook. And he loses the football a second time. And the Packers pick it up.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, They dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football.
Complete.
A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
Green Bay.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
This pass caught at the 4. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. That catch good for 8, but still, and he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Mercedes Lewis in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers continue to roll. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
And the route is on here in this first half. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Now Abdullah, the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Gonna let it fly for Rudolph. And that is gonna be pulled in one-handed. Wow. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll kick things off with a trip up to Ford Field. Detroit hosting Chicago in an NFC North battle. And in the second quarter, it's the Bears who are out in front. Anthony Miller, a touchdown reception. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. 38-27 was the final. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've gone to the half, all even at 14 apiece. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Now Abdullah, the return. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10.
We remind you lots more to come here in this opening weekend of the Return to Football 2020. Coming up later tonight, it's the national debut of SoFi Stadium in Southern California. The Cowboys and the Rams doing battle there. And then 2 more to finish off the week on Monday Night Football. The Steelers and Giants from MetLife Stadium and the Titans and Broncos from Mile High. Cook on the first down carry there as he works his way forward for a gain of about 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Throwing. Cousins to Jefferson on the slam. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
Keeps the sticks moving.
To throw. Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the 3rd quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, if they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime, they're fortunate to retain possession.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is going to be Packer football. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Jones, the ball carrier.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. They'll go again to Jones. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. 3 yards. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown.
Green Bay.
Aaron Jones with now 3 week 1 touchdowns. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. So he's in for his 3rd score of the game, and a defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get 3, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now Abdullah, the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10. at their own.
And now out comes Minnesota. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
I don't care how you look at it, how you cut it, how you parse it. Adam Thielen continues to be an absolute marvel, coming from where he did, Division III football, to being one of the top receivers in the NFL. But it's going to be vital for the Vikings in 2020 to keep number 19 on the field, especially since he lost his old running mate Stephon Diggs to the Buffalo Bills. And a hamstring injury last year really held his numbers in check. His lowest receiving yardage since 2015. Look for another breakout from Adam Thielen after plays like that.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. A second down throw for Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And the Packers pick it up past the 20. And they'll bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year, week one, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. Escaping the pressure right. And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for two more.
Well, I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded in the end zone. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
10 at their own 25-yard.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and that'll bring up second down. 2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener. On the carry, it's Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Taking it about the 16. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense, trotting back out. He's toppled the century mark already, receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Tackle made there by the UCF man, Mike Hughes.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but But they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2nd and 5. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Packers are pouring it on. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. Crosby with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
1st and 10 at their own 25.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into Week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Complete to B.C. Johnson.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Taken in at the 11. That's a punt return of 89 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Fields it in the middle of the end zone, and Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Vikings now heading onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And the Packers pick it up, and they will set up shop red zone territory at the 13-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through, and that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Out comes Davante Adams in the offense for their next drive. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Davante Adams there to make the grab. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Extra point up and good by Crosby, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now Abdullah, the return. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
At their own 33-yard
The
line.
Packers defense here. They're heading back out onto the field. Recovered the fumble up on the scoreboard. They've got the momentum.
And that's a confident group that we see hitting the field again. Just what you talked about. Took away the ball the last possession. They feel like they can go ahead and do it again. They are locked in and feeling good about how this game is going.
And they're playing free. They're playing loose.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Zadarius Smith. Who else? He's in there for his fourth sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Throwing his Cousins. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Tried to go back again to Adam Thielen, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Zadarius Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Devontae Adams in the Packer offense heading back out. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes.
Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Devontae Adams, 51 yards. And this offense continues to pour it on. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now Abdullah, the return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 29.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Cousins. And it's incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target. Third down here. Incomplete. The Vikings on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be third and a mile. They'll get this underneath to Madison. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Marching back onto the field now, Devontae Adams and company getting set to go. And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. 20. Is that it? And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now Abdullah, the return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. That'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Cousins. As he throws there, incomplete.
Cousins pass.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
That is caught. It's Tajay Sharp. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. But the Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Rudolph on the receiving end from Cousins, and down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 14.
3rd and long for Cousins. And It's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
And this will be taken at the 13. A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the 4th quarter. Another nice move. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. We saw so much of this last year at the college level, but there you go. His first rushing touchdown as an NFL quarterback.
And with the speed he has, we certainly know it won't be his last, because that's something that aided him very well, as you mentioned, at the college level. It's something he's going to carry over, and they'll make it a big part of their offense.
Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Vikings able to recover. And the ball is knocked out.
The onside kick recovered by Green Bay.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
It across midfield inside the 45. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
A gain of 14.
Now a look at the backup, Jordan Love. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this will be caught. We'll forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Hey, can I kick it? Just got a change. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask, can I?
Once you're ready, go ahead and select Advance Week to get to your next game.
Way back then, claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich, then went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been bought in this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. How did the little go miss? Her she was magic, she mixed. Met her at one of the functions, we caught her little rhythm. She caught up a friend that kissed and we dipped it, and that's how we kicked.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a flag. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain, can I kick it? Just to flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked, can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive that could do what I does. Wait. Need a light here just to catch my buzz. Need Sprite here just to catch my cup. Now they don't really talk about us. Now they don't really talk about love.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with some cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad? Said. What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's broke to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain, can I kick it? Just to flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask, can I?
Today, from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Atlanta Falcons taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Seattle Seahawks. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we have arrived. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, CD, you take a look at this draft class from this offense, and they went defense with their first-round pick.
Yeah, and you and I both know there are a lot of good players on that list, but this was a defense that was in need of an infusion of youth and speed, and that's what they got.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the...
He's got it at the 15.
Another day, another dunk.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 71 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. We thought they may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year.
That has to actually exceed expectations, doesn't it? Because most teams want to be a...
And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to air it out, and that's caught inside the 30.
That's just the start.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Seattle.
Philip Dorsett, 71 yards. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown.
And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a...
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
At 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable with it. This offense ready to head back out there as they'll take over with a little over a minute to play in this first quarter. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 31 yards there and a first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Taking it right down Broadway. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, 46 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. The drive will start with an option going left. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson, and he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
On the carry.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
And 5 yards.
Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Good catch there by DK Metcalf, and when he came into the league, we were all impressed by his physical attributes. Looked like he was chiseled out of stone. This guy's body is one that we all really wanted to have. But as his rookie season progressed, they added more and more to his plate. Now at times, with his size, his speed, and ability to catch the ball downfield, he looks downright unstoppable.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
They run it with Carson. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Carson, the ball carrier.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A 13-yard. So we are in the final minute now of the first half as this offense gets ready to take over. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Back to throw now on first down.
That completes it again to Metcalf.
Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 46 yards. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, what, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies...
So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He'll find Metcalf. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Give him 16 yards on the play, and it'll move the chains. And so with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, this from 39. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will do it for this first. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
The Seahawk ball carrier.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
A gain of 4.
On third down, Carson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Still going. And now look at him go. 20. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Touchdown.
Chris Carson. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
Third down, as a defender, all you're thinking about is getting off the field. How do you stop this last play? But if you don't wrap up when you tackle and you play it back like this, all of a sudden he's taking...
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
It's a gain of 10.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And all the way in, touchdown, Seattle. How about that? Their quarterback. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. We've seen this already from him in this game. Second time he's into the end zone with a rushing touchdown.
So the head coach is going to have a meeting with the owner this week. You know why?
Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. And he's into the clear.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Their mobile quarterback, 81 yards. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. So an electrifying run there as he calls his own number and takes it all the way.
Brings a new...
Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. They'll begin the drive with Carson. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
He's brought down at the 42.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
On the carry.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Now it's Carson.
At the 45-yard line.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
First down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
This is Carson. And shutting him off, now open field, the 20. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down.
Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
He's brought down at the 37.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
50 yards.
A big play that time for the Seahawks. And even 50 yards on the ground.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line. Yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to...
After a good punt, this offense will start with tough field position inside the 10. Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. Here's Carson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
At the 33-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A second broken tackle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks.
17 yards.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And he's brought down. This game not quite as good as the last, but still. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
So now we're in the final minute of the game in the fourth quarter as this offense gets ready to take over.
Today's final
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Seahawks, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back on track next week.
Sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hell in the clock. Are you irresponsible without your money or not?
Once you're ready, go ahead and select Advance Week to get to your next game.
Spin the block around just like the hell in the clock. Come like a bat of the hell, I dare you to cross like a reverend in my energy. Paralyzed, I'm like a finger 11. Take a second, I'm finna send it like a parent a message.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
You ain't scary to me. Heard you was a leader, but that ain't apparent to me. Put dust on you, cheetah, run up down the air in the scene. I feel just like Vegeta Prince, and I'm an heir to the seat. I mean, for real. Touch the driver's sauce so I don't even grab the wheel. That's on my chest, but it don't mean the man is stealing. Man, I'm walking with some money, man, I mean a couple mil. Ew, think you need a meal. You ain't even eating while I'm feasting in the field. That's why I'm always cheesing, cause I feel like Uncle Phil. And all those losers think the freshman ain't half the man as well. Are you irresponsible without your money or not? Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hell in the clock. Are you irresponsible without your money or not? Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hands on the clock. Just like the hands on the clock, I go back to back when I'm doing numbers. All the mad that I'm driving the bus, so they threw me under. Heard they mad, they don't wanna bust, so they boo each other. Think that they're the winning team, go losing, then they choose another. And that's okay, cause I'm competing with me, not you. I live with blessings like I can't stop sneezing, not you. I hate to break about me and my self-talk too. I blow away the competition like a bowl of hot soup. And there's no catch. I go and get the bag and I'm not bringing it back. I'm like a down QB. I put the pain in the past. And if you ever had a problem, promise I didn't ask. So it's 444 in the car, my dash. I shake a big, told them all, you went first, you last. Little boy, that's facts. I'ma throw that cash to my money. You know what? Let me stop.
I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drip. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Yeah, this the winning team. 6 rings with a pinky ring. Everybody used to picking me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hit scene, but I can't hear it when the crowd screams. Still balling like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in the in blood.
across it where the blood thinner. Juice stay turned like, you know. I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter, what we ate for dinner. So I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna cop my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought. Yeah. I buy like 23. Whoa. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah. I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah. That's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that split, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Reaching my goals, I do not feel ashamed. I'm a dog, I'm a beast, and I cannot be tamed. I don't do it for fame, it's the love for the game. I go in like I'm trained. I'm prepared for the rain, they amazed. I ain't break from the sticks and stones they threw. Anything that you could do, I could do it better than you. No matter what I do, achieve, still got something to prove. I spent the check on the diamond cross, but still ain't paid my dues. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna cop my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought. Yeah. I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah. I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah. That's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that split, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here.
You should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Oof, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't down once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She says she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat. I'm just hoping she don't fail. Cause when she do, I don't know what I'ma do. All that I heard that y'all was talking, it was comical. Pull up in your city for the evening, what you tryna do? Cause I'm open to it. I know that you missing, but you gon' get through it. I can help with it if you need that. Go and bring the beat back. I don't really listen to the feedback, nah. Told me that she good, she don't need jack, nah. I'm real proud of the steps you took just to get to the place that you at today. I couldn't tell you to you straight, I gotta estimate. I wonder if I ought to go here with the best to say.
Tonight, from CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington, it's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. The Seattle Seahawks taking on the New England Patriots.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, fighting through, and he's got space. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. It's a big play there for Seattle. 64 yards. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that, hitting the defense hard early? And, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Philip Dorsett, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. They scored the most. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Open man is Jacob Hollister. Oh, he sheds himself free. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jacob Hollister, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back.
The offense set to take the field here as they have the football in the final minute of this first quarter. Room here to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Back to him on 1st down. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after one.
14-14.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll drop to throw. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Greg Olsen was a big-time pickup for the Seattle Seahawks in the offseason. Spent the last 9 seasons with Carolina as an all-pro, Pro Bowl tight end, and did the same thing before that with the Chicago Bears. Now he moves to the Northwest and gives Russell Wilson.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are going to take the lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense.
Right now, we're all even. It's a tie game as we drop you back in and the offense gets set to take over. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. An ideal beginning of the drive there as They'll get 20 and a first down. He had the start to a season a week ago that everybody wants to have. NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Can he do it a second time?
He can. He absolutely positively can because of his skill set. When people adjust to him, he has a great ability to adjust himself and make them continue to chase him throughout the game.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Back to throw here. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
Charles, we get a look at the draft class here for this team. What do you think?
Well, I think for the most part, I do like what they did because, to me, they got some solid players in the early rounds. And then if I'm correct in my evaluation, they got some great value in the later rounds as well.
So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Devin McCourty, and it's a fumble. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Pass interference. Defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. He lets it fly for Lockett. It's caught inside the 25.
All you got to do is look it up.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get...
So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. Flush to his right. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown on the season. They're the Seahawks. They're able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established?
So the offense set to take the field here. They will have the football with less than a minute to go in the first half.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. 34-22, that was your final. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that one over the visiting New York Giants. 26-24, the final score. And lastly, Monday Night Football has a good one lined up between the New Orleans Saints and the Las Vegas Raiders. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This is DJ Reed returning. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Seahawks take over first and
now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And it's been a good game for him to this point, Charles. They're winning on the scoreboard. They got to be feeling pretty good.
And it's always fun for them when they're not just winning on the scoreboard, but they're contributing in a big way. You see him throwing touchdown passes, watching this video here. It's got to be a fun time for him and a relaxed time because nothing is pressing.
Relaxed, cool, calm, collective, all those things describing him right now. First down. It's Carson. Carson, the first down and more. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Good gain by Chris Carson. Picks up a first down, and you just have to love his running style. Talk about a straight-ahead guy, no-nonsense type of a runner. He's averaged 82 yards a game over the last 2 seasons and had 1,230 yards on the ground in 2019.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll let this go for the end zone. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Little loft on that touchdown pass and sort of dropped it in the breadbasket perfectly.
Right in the bucket. And when you're coming out of college and you're a rookie in the NFL, sometimes you forget.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll run on first down. Carson, he finds an opening past the 40, and he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 more yards there and another first down. On first down, it's Carson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 10 more there and another first down.
Chris Carson has proven to be a workhorse for the Seattle Seahawks, and they continue to expand his game. We know that he can run inside and be a bruising type of a player, but he has surprising speed to the perimeter, and they've expanded his game now by throwing it to him out of the backfield. In 2019, in the top 10 in the league in touches and yards from scrimmage.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Tyler Lockett was the target there. But it's going to be second down.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
First and goal.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They'll try to run with Carson, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. $11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
10 at the 33-yard line.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that's the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. This will be caught just inside the 10. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
First down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. It's their quarterback. A 4-yard touchdown scamper. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown. Offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for 14 and the Seahawk first. He was able to escape the pocket and get out of bounds. You like the decision-making?
I love the decision-making, and I love the execution, because you just know that his eyes are darting all over the place. Now they talk about keeping your head on a swivel, looking for the danger spots where the hits are going to come from. How about him getting all he could out of that run and then getting out of bounds?
And he told us, look, I'm a rookie. I'm waiting for the game to slow down. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Their mobile, agile quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Fourth quarter as this offense gets ready to take over. They'll run on first down. Carson, and they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Right back to him on first down.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
47-yard line.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Tonight.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Seahawks, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for New England, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank.
Yeah, I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. I turn the knob, camera assist, I'm incredible. Yeah, came for the dollars, call it vegetable. Then I did the dash, can I catch me, bro? Ooh, then I did the dash, can I catch me, whoa? Your whole team is no competition. Boy, I did it by myself, it's a solo mission.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Turn the whole field to a schoolyard. Bunch of students ain't eating around here. I'm the GOAT, little man, and I made it loud and clear.